How I turned $100 into $1,000 using smart money moves in a world dominated by stories of cryptocurrency millionaires and viral financial hacks. It's easy to assume that wealth is only accessible to those who start with a lot. But I'm living proof that you don't need thousands of dollars to begin building your future. I started with just $100. No background in finance. No financial help. Just a desire to make that small amount grow. Over several months, I turned that $100 into $1,000 using nothing but practical strategies, discipline, and a lot of trial and error. This is the real story of how I did it, step by step. Changing my mindset about money before I made any financial move, I had to change how I thought about money. I used to believe that $100 wasn't enough to do anything meaningful. It felt like pocket change that could disappear in a single day. But once I began learning about the power of compound interest, investing, and side hustles, I realized that the key isn't how much you start with, it's what you do with it. This mental shift was the foundation for everything that followed. I stopped thinking of money as something to spend and started treating it as a tool to build something bigger. Investing in education first. The very first thing I did was not buy a stock or open a savings account. I invested in myself. Out of my $100, I spent about $30 to improve my financial literacy. I bought a couple of well-rated ebooks on personal finance and investing, and I subscribed to a few podcasts and YouTube channels recommended by successful entrepreneurs. I also started following social media accounts that focused on side hustles and financial independence. This initial investment didn't earn me any money directly, but it gave me something far more powerful: clarity. I learned how budgeting works, how to grow money with patience, and how to avoid the most common beginner mistakes. That $30 helped me avoid costly errors later. Breaking my goal into small milestones. I didn't try to turn $100 into $1,000 overnight. That would have been unrealistic and probably would have led to failure. Instead, I broke the goal down into smaller steps. First, I wanted to double my $100 into $200. Then from $200 to $400, and so on. I created a simple spreadsheet to track every dollar I earned, spent, or saved. This made my progress feel real and helped me stay focused. Each small win gave me the confidence to keep going. I treated every dollar like it had a purpose, and that attitude made a huge difference. Launching a side hustle with my remaining funds. After spending $30 on education, I had $70 left. I used $50 to launch a simple side hustle: reselling. I visited local thrift stores, discount shops, and garage sales to find items I could flip for a profit. I focused on books, vintage items, brand name clothes, and electronic accessories. With a few good deals in hand, I listed the items on platforms like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and OLX. I also used free apps to take quality photos and write clear product descriptions. Within 2 weeks, I had sold a few items and turned my $50 into about $130. That initial flip showed me the potential of micro-entrepreneurship. I kept reinvesting the profit back into inventory and soon grew that hustle into a $400 revenue stream. Saving and earning interest. Once I started seeing real profits from reselling, I knew I had to be smart with how I stored the money. Instead of leaving it idle in a basic checking account, I opened a high-yield savings account online. I moved $200 into that account, which earned 4.5% interest annually. While that interest alone didn't make me rich, it did help my money grow safely, and it gave me peace of mind knowing that a portion of my earnings was protected and still working for me. More importantly, this action reinforced the habit of putting money to work instead of letting it sit or be spent impulsively. Entering the stock market carefully. With the remaining money from my reselling profits, I began exploring the stock market. I didn't invest blindly or chase meme stocks. Instead, I took a conservative and well-researched approach. I opened a beginner-friendly brokerage account and started buying fractional shares of large, stable companies like Apple and Microsoft, as well as S&P 500 ETFs like SPY. I followed a strategy known as dollar cost averaging, investing small amounts consistently, regardless of market fluctuations. Over the next few months, my investment portfolio grew steadily. It wasn't explosive growth, but it was safe, reliable, and compounding. After a few months, my stock holdings were worth over $300. Creating a digital product for passive income. As my confidence and earnings grew, I looked for a way to earn passive income, money that comes in without constant effort. With around $100 in reserve, I decided to create and sell digital products. I started by building simple budget templates and writing a short ebook about flipping thrift store finds for profit, based entirely on my own journey. I listed these products on platforms like Etsy and Gumroad. I promoted them using free tools like Pinterest, Instagram, and Reddit communities. The initial sales were small, but consistent. Some days I made $5, others $20. Over 3 months, I earned more than $150 passively from products that I had created just once. That opened my eyes to the power of digital assets. Using cashback and rewards programs while I was focused on growing money through side hustles and investments, I also paid attention to the smaller wins. I signed up for cashback apps like Rakuten and Honey, and used a debit card that offered cashback rewards. Every small purchase earned me a bit back, and over time, that added up to about $50. I treated this found money as extra investment capital and moved it into my stock portfolio. Even small habits like these contributed to the bigger picture. Automating my finances to ensure I stayed on track, I automated as much as possible. I set up recurring transfers, a small weekly deposit into my savings account and another into my brokerage account. Automation removed emotion from the process and helped me stick to my plan. I no longer had to remember to invest or save, it happened on its own. This consistency became the backbone of my financial growth. Reaching the $1,000 mark and beyond after 6 months of steady effort, learning, reinvesting, and staying disciplined, I officially reached my goal. The breakdown looked like this: $500 from my reselling side hustle, $300 in my investment account, $150 from digital products, and around $50 from interest and cashback programs. My $100 had grown into $1,000, and I had built not just income, but habits, systems, and streams that would continue producing returns over time. Most importantly, I had proven to myself that I didn't need to wait for the perfect time, or have thousands to begin building wealth. I just needed to start. Final thoughts: turning $100 into $1,000 wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was the result of small, deliberate steps and a commitment to smart money moves. I didn't take shortcuts or fall for hype. I learned, planned, acted, and kept going even when the process felt slow. Today, the systems I built from that journey continue to serve me. If you've been telling yourself that you can't start because you only have a little, stop waiting. Start now. Start small. Stay consistent. And watch how that small amount can change everything when you move with intention. If this story inspired you, remember, it's not about how much you start with, it's about how smart you are with what you have. Whether you've got $100, $50, or just an idea, take action today. Your future self will thank you. Want more real stories and smart money tips? Hit the like button, subscribe for weekly content, and drop a comment below to share your money journey or ask a question. And if you're serious about turning small steps into big wins, check out the free tools and resources linked in the description. Because your journey to financial freedom starts now, one smart move at a time. Thanks for watching. Remember, the hustle is temporary, but freedom is forever.